you everyone for coming today. As Ron said, we have done these public forums. We're trying to restart an open dialogue with downtown business owners, both in Johnstown and in Gloversville. As you lightly touched on, as we're going to speak a little bit more about this evening, we'll be talking about topics that we think through our meetings both cities are struggling with and what both cities' businesses are struggling with too. So we have a lot of common themes, points of opportunity for us to do better with. So let's have an open dialogue and sort of learn from each other, right? So, and with that today, we have decision makers in the room, so we can open up dialogue with them, have an open forum, talk about opportunities for assistance in times of crisis. This is definitely a time when I think a lot of us have thoughts and worries and concerns, and we want to be the source for information, want to be the source for this dialogue to happen. So not only are there commonalities between both cities, since I took my post in January, having a structured form of local businesses together in the form of an association of some sort has been very important. That's where we're finding a lot of things happen to get done in that sense. So I wanted to bring Jessica here today as well, and folks from Johnstown to talk about their Downtown Johnstown Business Professional Association, projects that they're working on, ongoing improvements, and maybe translate something back over to Gloversville. There's a lot of opportunities for us to beautify our spaces, and both cities have enough going on that we can, like I said, learn a lot from each other. Before we move on, I do want to say that it's interesting to point out how there's a common thread, especially when we're talking about what we've been trying to do. And part of my experience with this position is going around to other businesses and a lot meeting new business owners for the first time. And a lot of those business owners have been there since 1950s, 60s. They've spent their entire lives living in Gloversville, and they've seen the ebbs and flows of what happens. So at some point, you're going to have these conversations to where you're talking about what used to be in Johnstown, what used to be in Gloversville. There used to be a Cadillac dealership with good-looking girls selling their cars, and there used to be, all of this stuff that people really remember as this bright and shiny Gloversville. And so when we try to talk about what we're doing next to not necessarily recreate that, but that exact setting that is, but recreate that feeling of pride in your city. Even just listening to people and looking at them, you know that they are prideful of what their city used to be. And so while they have seen maybe some more ebbs than flows in the past few decades, it's encouraging to see that these events can bring people together that believe in restoring that pride and believe in the next stage of prosperity. So that's sort of a recurring theme that's going to be going on throughout this conference, and as we keep getting together and keep getting to meet. So keep that in mind.